cash outflow and negotiating the time for payment against invoices to the suppliers. Then there will be any discounts that can be availed from the suppliers. Like, let's suppose you have a business has some good customers, and there is a demand for their products. So you can negotiate a bulk discount with the suppliers as well. And these are the top ideas that will be of the most of the concern while renegotiating the terms with the suppliers. Other terms can be like some suppliers have the terms with the buyers that there will be a minimum amount that needs to be bought from the suppliers on a monthly basis, or there needs to be a monthly purchase amount, specific amount that needs to be purchased. So you can also renegotiate on that aspect as well. Like so there may be some hypermarkets have agreements with suppliers for continuous supply in 20 days or fortnightly basis. So those hypermarkets can certainly re-engage with the suppliers and renegotiate their terms. Next is the suspension of or discontinuation of discretionary costs after due consideration, and I have written that because it is quite important. There are certain costs basically that you can discontinue, but in order to discontinue them, you still need to think over whether those should be discontinued or not. Like there are some outsourced services, some companies, some businesses will have outsourced services for like payroll services, IT services, and while suspending or discontinuing such services, you have to consider the impact that will have those will have on your operations, because our objective here is to continue the operations and continue with our business. So that needs to be considered while making these decisions. If suspending or discontinuing with the, like, let's suppose payroll services agreement is helpful, you can manage the payroll processing service on your own, then it's fine, it can be done, because our objective is to reduce the cost. So you can shift some of the outsourced services to your in-house, to your employees, so there you can perform them by yourself. So next up is the invest in automation and to eradicate the need for staff. So technology has done quite wonders for businesses as well. As we can see, as technology has evolved, the jobs that were traditionally available have gone away now. So we can utilize technology to automate our processes such that there is no need for any staff to do that work. So taking example of payroll processes, there are many softwares available today, HR related softwares available that can do all your work through integration with organizational processes, and making all those processes quite automated. They can do like at the top of my mind, like there are softwares that can process employee attendances. On the basis of those attendances and the company policy regarding pay and leaves, they can those softwares can process the net or gross pay that is payable to an employee. So here the process is quite automated, and it negates the need for you to have some outsourced services for that process. So here technology can quite help you in reducing your costs. Then there is a very important aspect of revisiting the decision to implement capital improvement projects. So if you had any capital improvement projects like office expansions or investment in a new project, or a new launching of a new brand, or you are going to launch a new product or a new service, so you need to think over that quite thoroughly, because what that pandemic has done is it has reduced the demand for vital services and goods, and because of that the world economy is suffering and will be suffering in the near future as well. So whatever decisions are made to have capital improvement projects, investment in new products or services, that those need to be considered on the basis of the demand that will be available in the foreseeable future, like 1 year, 2 year. So if you have developed any new product or new services that you do not foresee any demand for in the near future, those need to be scrapped or maybe put on hold for a while. So, and obviously, investment in these decisions, in these capital improvement projects, will obviously help you in reducing your costs. If you're going for an office expansion, you can scrap that project, hang it out for 6 months, 1 year, and rather invest those funds or in your business, or keep them in your bank just to make sure that the business has no liquidity problems. Another option in reducing costs is the quite traditional one is like seeking cheaper options. So I have option A and option B, and those both are providing me the same service or the same goods or same utility. And option A is cheaper than option B, I will certainly go for the option A. So that is basic economics right there. So if there are any cheaper options available, we need to grab them immediately. Moving on to our next aspect in business continuity is the operational efficiency and how we can improve efficiency and bring about efficiency in our operations, day-to-day operations. Because nowadays we know that most of the people are working from home or they are remotely working. So it is quite imperative that we maintain or even try to improve our operational efficiency so that our operations are not affected, and obviously we need to make sure that resource optimization and maximization as well. So these points, I think, in the era of pandemic and the current global scenario, these options are quite relevant. And these, I think, options are those that will redefine the global business processes after the pandemic is also over. So I think these will be the options that will hold on, please. I think there is. Let me in. Yeah. So sorry for that interruption. Yeah. So coming on, most of these options will be those that will be carried forward after the pandemic is over, and they will help redefine new business processes and new ways of doing business. So first of all is moving your sales online. Now, this may not be applicable to all the businesses. That is the first answer you will get from normally, but it is quite possible. Even if you are selling goods, if you are providing any services, we have seen in this pandemic that it has forced many service providers and good sellers to move their sales online. We have schools do that. We have seen universities do that. We have seen we have seen doctors do that to some extent. Yes, the consultancy with the doctors, with the lawyers, that can be done online. So many people have moved online, and I guess after the pandemic is over, people shall realize that this is a very cost-effective method, and utilizing the power of modern software like Google, like Zoom and Google Meet and other software that are coming out. Selling online shall be the new phenomena and the new normal. So improving operational efficiency, in improving operational efficiency, first of all, we need to move our sales online so that we do not miss out on any sales. We do not miss out on any customers or on any revenue. Next up is we need to redefine our optimum inventory levels. And what that does mean is in the while in this era of pandemic, obviously, as I have disclosed earlier, and according to all your experiences, are the demand level for globally has fallen for goods and services. And what that has done is uh, organizations, particularly goods, those involved in trading of goods and selling of goods, they need to redefine their inventory levels. Initially, if they were keeping an item, 100 units of an item A, now demand has fallen quite badly, and now they may need to keep in inventory 10 units of an item. There is also a modern, a novel idea that is now uh, taking shape. And although it's an old idea or an old concept, but it is now being applied in just to maximize efficiency in operations, and that is the JIT supply chain idea. That is just-in-time supply chain. And what the idea of this supply chain is, you basically identify your markets, what are the geographical areas or your markets are located, and then you strategically identify suppliers in those areas. Now when you get a customer from those areas, you quickly forward that order to your supplier. Your supplier has the goods ready to be shipped for you, and those are shipped directly to your customers. Or you can take the goods from your supplier and then transfer supply them to your customers. The basic idea of just-in-time supply chain, although it came out like 10 to 15 years ago or 20 years ago, the idea was to maintain zero inventory levels. And that is the dream of, I think, every business nowadays that is selling goods. They do not want to maintain inventory because they don't know the demand levels. So just-in-time supply chain, being an old idea, is now being adopted as a very good solution. So you just need to identify the geographies where your customers are located, and then you need to identify suppliers who are supplying in those areas and just connect with them. Once you are connected with them, you can, once you get an order, let's suppose once you get an online order on your website from a customer for a particular good, you forward that to your supplier, and just your supplier provides the service of supplying that to your customer, or you pick it up, your delivery services pick it up and deliver to your customers. So that is a very novel solution to in maximizing your efficiency, reducing your cost, eliminating the need for keeping the stock, because if you keep the stock, there are costs, there are insurance costs, there are warehouse rent costs, there are you will need some employees to manage the stock as well. You will need forklifters, machinery to manage the stock, lifting the stock. All that will be eradicated. So this is a very important aspect in improving operational efficiency and reducing your costs. Next up is the investment in information technology systems and remote working. Like we are just remotely connected to each other. So it's the same thing. We don't need to come to our office. Nowadays, most of the people are not coming to their offices. They are doing their work, most of their work from home, or the place of their leisure. So remote working and products like Amazon Alexa and Google Meet and Zoom and other utilities and other utility items that allow you to automate your work are quite in a high in demand right now. So what the businesses need to do is they need to invest in technology. You can invest in technology like purchasing a full-fledged license for Zoom to conduct office meeting. You can install CCTV cameras to keep an eye on your warehouse if you are still if you have to operate your warehouses. So that is a good investment as well. If you foresee that there will be a need, you can certainly do that. Another important point in improving operational efficiency is the evaluation of your cash flows, because cash flows means you need to maximize your cash inflows and minimize your cash outflows. because every business needs cash, every business needs liquidity nowadays. So what they need to do is maximize their inflows. You need to assess whatever inflows you are able to get, and you whatever outflows that you have, you need to assess them as well. And once you have made a list of those inflows and outflows, what you can simply do is eliminate the outflows that are unnecessary, or those that can be replaced, as we discussed earlier. Eliminating outsourcing services will eliminate an outflow for their monthly fee. So we can eliminate unnecessary outflows, while we can also maximize our inflows, and or we can discuss with the suppliers, or we can negotiate with our customers to allow negotiate with our customers such that our inflows, the timing of our inflows is matched with our cash needs. So earlier, let's suppose we can negotiate with our customers and other sources of cash, that how we shall be receiving cash inflows, so that when the time comes for our outflows, we shall have enough cash, liquid assets to maintain our solvency. Next up is the invest in improved customer service and product value proposition. This is highly important and most important, I think, above all. And in improving operational efficiency, obviously, you need to make sure that your customer service is of paramount importance, and it is of high quality, because a happy customer is a repeated customer. If you keep a customer happy, he will be coming back again and again. And what you need to do is, keeping your customer happy, is you need to maximize the value proposition that you are providing from your product. So this value proposition is a kind of an item that it's a kind of a concept that can be modified as well. It depends upon how you present your product to a customer, whether it solves a problem, whether it eliminates a need, or whether it delivers enthusiasm to a customer. So it's up to you to how to promote your product value. But it should be of your product value proposition should be such that it appeals to your customers' emotions and customer impulse buying as well. So we need to first of all invest a lot in customer services, because nowadays, as we all know, that having a physical interaction with the customer is not easy. We all need to have a remote interaction with the customer. So while there is a gap between us and the customer, there is no physical interaction. We need to improve our customer service effectively, and we can do that by reaching out to the customer. If we are reaching out to the customer time and again, asking them about our products, how was the product, what value did they derive from their product. And an important aspect of this is you get valuable customer feedback that you can inject into your business processes and improve your operational efficiency as well. If the product was of bad quality, you can certainly improve it. So that is an aspect, that is one important aspect, the most important in dealing with operational efficiency. Next up is the achieving business continuity. And here we shall discuss those items that will allow us to continue our business while this pandemic continues. And these options, again, some of these options shall also continue even after the pandemic, because it may become the new normal. Like the first thing here is investment in information technology systems and networking. As we discussed earlier, it helps in increasing operational efficiency. It also helps in making your business continue, helping your business continue its operations. And after that, it is investment in digital marketing, and it is a very important phenomena, and it has gathered immense importance in the age of pandemic, because most of your buying and selling has shifted to cyberspace. So what that means is, more and more suppliers need to market their products. They need to put out ads for the products on social media, on websites, ad banners, and, and that means that there will be huge demand for digital marketing. And or digital marketing, as maybe some of you know, digital marketing is a huge market. It has a global business of more than, I think, $100 billion. So it is a huge market, and we can all reap some benefits from digital marketing, uh, and help our business continue. Then there is another option that we can explore, is the partnering with other businesses. Just like we partner with Tally and here delivering you a service like this, we are delivering you the SMB Pulse seminar. We can also, suppliers can also partner with other suppliers to promote their products collectively, or they can, or the suppliers can offer you sponsorships to promote their products. So there can be a variety of methods to do business partnerships. Depends upon how do you negotiate your partnership agreement with other businesses. And history has shown that most of the time, partnering with other businesses certainly helps your product to grow. If you are a low class brand, or a brand that does not have much market access or customer attention, you can certainly partner with a valuable brand, a brand with high value proposition, and that can help you market your product quite effectively and reach out to more and new customers. It can help you define new markets and new products as well. Then there we have the plan ahead for recovery phase once the pandemic is over. So continuing with our business, we need to plan ahead with what would be the new normal after the pandemic is over. We need to continue with, we need to assess that scenario, and plan for it in advance. We should not wait 6 months or 1 year after the pandemic is over that we shall look into what the new normal is, what are the business dynamics are, what are the environment circumstances. We need to consider them right now, and we need to start considering them right now, and planning ahead. Then there is a foresee and invest in new normal after the pandemic. As I said earlier, this is planning ahead for the future, and foreseeing. If you are foreseeing that there shall be a new market segment or new market niche that will be born out of this pandemic, like this digital marketing, you can invest right now, because most of the analysts are foreseeing that there will be certain jobs that won't be coming back after the pandemic, and there will be certain jobs that will be a new normal that did not exist before the pandemic. So you need to foresee according to your business scenarios, according to your market dynamics, what is the new normal that shall remain after the pandemic, and you can invest in that, and certainly it will give you increasing cash outflows and profitability for the foreseeable continued future. Another prospect in continuing our business is using our existing customer data to find new customers. Now, I have seen that many organizations, they have a database of customers. Those customers they may have ever interacted with. Not every item, every customer they would have dealt with on a continuous basis, but they have a rich data of customers. So what you can do is explore that data and try to find new customers, because you will always have some customers that that will have changed changing needs. So you can adopt new products according to adopt new products and market to the old market to existing customers, or market to existing customers, and then develop new markets. So this is certainly an area that that can help your business grow. And as I said earlier, uh, once you define new customer from your existing data, you will be able to develop new products for the customers, and that will help you define new niches and new niche markets for those customers. If your customers have special needs or they have a certain kind of lifestyle, you can bring the products that are according to their lifestyles. And what that will do is a new niche market will be born out of that. And the best thing about that would be you will be the pioneer in that market. Your product will be the pioneer. And so exploring old customer data can certainly give you new product ideas and new customers as well. And it can help you if you work hard on it. You can certainly define new markets as well. In the age of business continuity, while making sure that our business continues, it is quite important as well to hold on to your customers. If you have got a customer, you need to make sure that customer does not go away, does not run away to your competitor. And what does that mean is you need to keep your customers with you at all times. You need to keep them satisfied, as we discussed earlier in operational efficiency. So so the best thing to do in this process is to retain your customers is to implement or bring out loyalty programs. And loyalty programs, this has been a traditional tool to lure customers in and keep them locked in with their certain suppliers. So loyalty programs, mean you can take out like you can make an offer, bring out an offer like if a customer buys like goods worth of 400, they will get a free voucher for 100 AED. So that is a loyalty program. Or there are points based reward programs, just like credit cards. You may have seen most of them. And furthermore, if there is a dire need for business to survive, we can also arrange for loans. Business can also get loans from the banks to help them fight through this period of pandemic. Next up, we shall be speaking about government incentives and what type of government incentives we have seen actually that have been provided in the UAE market and how businesses can benefit from them. First of all, there are reduction in municipality fee for hotels, and there are not just hotels but other residential buildings as well, commercial buildings as well. So if you are looking to buy property, then there's a relaxation in municipality fee as well, for specifically for hotels, because their business has been badly affected by the pandemic because due to the lack of tourism. So this is reduction in municipality fee is providing them a vital breathing space. Next up, we have seen is what benefit we have seen from the government is the reduction in custom duty. So all the items that we import into the UAE, as you may all know, we are required to pay a certain amount of custom duty on those products. And the UAE government, what the UAE government has done is they have provided relief to the businesses by relaxing the amount of custom duty that is payable on those goods. So what does that mean? It has effectively led to the reduction in cost of goods. When there is a reduction in cost of goods, we can expect a reduction in price as well. So ultimately, the benefit may pass on to the customer. In another way, we can think is it can increase the profit of the business as well, because businesses are in dire need of cash flow and profits. So this 20% reduction in custom duty can help businesses increase their profits as well and reinvest them in their business. Then again, there was one requirement from customs authorities, the UAE customs authorities, that the importer needs to provide a bank guarantee of AED 50,000 at least in order to engage in custom clearance. So this requirement has been cancelled now. It has been suspended, and it has allowed, pardon me. No, it has allowed easy flow of goods from outside the UAE to the UAE market. And it is also a cost saving measure as well, because it has allowed businesses to save costs on negotiating bank guarantees from the banks, because bank shall also be charging a certain amount of fee for issuing a bank guarantee. Next up is the reduction in the utility costs. It was now the reduction in utility costs. It has benefited the residential sector, but it is also going to benefit the commercial sector as well. A 10% reduction in cost means that you can save a lot there. If obviously, if you certainly if your electricity consumption is quite high. In case of if there is a factory that has a monthly utility consumption that runs into thousands of dirhams, certainly you can save a lot there. Then there are a reduction in utility deposits. So if you are planning to take out a new utility connection, you have rented out a new residence for yourself, there is a reduction in 50% in utility bill deposits. So that is also a benefit that needs to be taken care of. But from the business perspective, this is also valid. Now, the next one is relief packages that were also provided by the UAE government to businesses through their banks. Now, if there were businesses that had taken out loans, they have been provided relaxation by the UAE government by allowing them a discontinuation period for the payment of loan installments. In case of residences or private individuals, this benefit has also been provided in case of mortgages. So those are the benefits that the UAE government has provided in order to support the businesses. Next up, this is an item that I wanted to include in this session, because I thought it was quite important, and that is this is statutory compliance, and it relates to VAT, value added tax, and we have a new law that we shall be discussing further. I shall be highlighting it to you as we move further. So this is the area that is quite important. I would suggest you to all to have a look at it as well. Now, the FTA recently issued a notification, a notification. And what was the purpose of that notification? They issued actually a clarification. And what was the purpose of that clarification? Is that there were too many tax payable persons who were making mistakes in their tax returns, and the mistakes in their tax returns were I have seen this error by myself as well, and many clients have made errors in this regard as well. So it is a very important topic. Now the thing is that when it is quite normal in UAE that a company A is importing goods, but it is not meant to be used by company A or to be sold by company A. Those goods will be transferred by company A to company B, and company B shall be selling them. So at the time of the import, company A uses its TRN to import the goods into the UAE. Now after the quarter is over, when the company A shall be opening its return, there shall be an automated populated value in the goods imported into the UAE section number 6. Those items that were imported, they will all be appearing automatically in the section 6 goods imported into the UAE. Now actually the problem is company A only imported the goods. It is not going to sell the goods and to supply the goods into the UAE market, and certainly it won't be able to charge VAT. So what is the So what is the scenario, and what we do need to do to counter this problem? So the FTA provided a clarification in this regard, and what that clarification was to that the company A should cancel that automated populating value in row number 7. As we can see here, in row number 7, adjustments to good imported in the UAE, you can usually the taxpayer needs to put the same figure in negative just to cancel the effect of the goods imported into the UAE section. So once that section, once you have cancelled the effect of that, the liability shall be reduced. And simultaneously, what the company B needs to do in its return is they need to add the amounts that were appearing in the auto-populated section in section 6. They need to add those values manually into their return in section 7. So company A shall be eliminating it in section 7, and company B shall be adding it in section 7. And this is how FTA recommends that that this practice should be continued in order to make sure that your tax returns are correctly reported with regards to the import section. Now, why do people do this? There is a question as well. Well, most of the time what I have seen is that they do it for a variety of reasons, and but the most important reasons are they want to avoid duty, the payment of duty, or to gain benefit of a duty exemption. So let's suppose the company A has a license that allows it to claim duty exemption from the Dubai customs. So, but company B does not have that exemption privilege. So what company A shall do is it shall import the goods in its own TRN without any duty, and it shall transfer the goods to the company B. So this is the actual scenario that I have seen why this is being done. Another thing that it is important is companies tend to reduce their costs just by doing so. So that is another consideration as well for why such practice is being done. Nevertheless, whatever the practice is, its solution is provided by the FTA, and this solution should be followed prospectively. Although you can amend the previous returns as well, but I would suggest you continue with your whatever has been submitted, keep it submitted, and continue with the next returns. Then an very important topic is the input tax recovery, and this is a point where almost I have seen many taxpayers making errors. And what they do is they don't even know the basics of input tax recovery. Now, input tax recovery has certain conditions. Once you meet those conditions, you can recover the input tax. If you do not meet those conditions, even if you have a tax invoice, you cannot recover the input tax. So what are those conditions? Input tax can be recovered only if you have a tax invoice, a valid tax invoice that fulfills all the tax invoice criteria. Second of all, you should have an intention to pay the supplier against that tax invoice that you have received. And third item is the input tax should not be barred by the law expressly. So if you fulfill all these three conditions, that's suppose I have a tax invoice, and I have the intention to make payment against that tax invoice, I can certainly recover that input tax. But if let's suppose I have a tax invoice and I do not intend to make any payment against that invoice, I cannot recover that input tax. This, I think, should resolve the issue of most of the taxpayers who asked me that I had a tax invoice. My supplier issued me a tax invoice last year, but he only gave me the invoice today. So what should I do? Is there any need to get the date of the invoice changed? No. Tax invoice is there's a time period for the recovery of input tax, and that starts when these conditions have been met. So when you receive the tax invoice, the recovery time period starts from that point onwards. Another important topic and a very fresh and hot topic nowadays is the economic substance regulations. You may have heard about it, but this is a hot topic nowadays, and it has to be whatever the formalities are required, they need to be completed by 30th of June, and it is applicable to all businesses in the UAE. So there is no exemption in this regard. So we shall discuss what is exactly economic substance regulations, or ESR as we call it. So the purpose of ESR, economic substance regulations. Now the ESR, economic substance regulations, they were introduced as a product of joint venture between the OECD. It's an international organization for economic and cooperation and development, and the European Union. Now the basic idea was that EU was concerned that most of there are tax havens in different regions around the world, and they allow the parking of black money or the trading of or money laundering. They have such laws that do not impede the flow of black money or money laundering. So that was their concern. So EU and the OECD, of which the UAE is also a member. UAE is a member of the OECD. So these organizations collectively came out with these economic substance regulations. And what was the purpose of these regulations was to avoid the flow of black money and money laundering activities. So when the OECD and EU formally agreed that this will be implemented in member countries, the UAE brought out a law in 2019, the Economic Substance Regulations Law. And what that law aims to achieve is to limit the flow of black money and control money laundering. Now, what shall be the effect of ESR once the businesses implement them? So, the effect of ESR is it tends to sanction the businesses to demonstrate their nature of economic activity performed. So, what does that mean is a UAE business that is resident in the UAE should have income that is derived from the UAE. Not that there's a company set up, a shell corporation set up in the UAE that has no income and no expenses, no employees, only a license, and there is a bank account, and they are receiving millions and millions of dirhams on a monthly basis or periodic basis. So the effect of ESR is just like to avoid those circumstances, and even if those circumstances are existing, those businesses need to disclose where the source of income is. So that is the total effect of ESR. And what are the other effects that can be that are possible is UAE is now going to share those in relation to the ESR. UAE is now obligated to share tax details or the income details of businesses with the OECD, so that the movement of black money and parking of illegal money is avoided. In this whole process, there is a concept that I think I need to discuss is the base erosion and profit shifting concept. And what that concept is like, let's suppose I import an item from my own company, my related party from India for, let's suppose, 100 dirhams to UAE. I import it from India to UAE for 100 dirhams. Now, then I sell that product for 1,000 dirhams to a customer in the UK. Now, what does that mean? The profit from those items will come to the UAE and not go to India. the amount that will go only to India to my or my own business is 100 dirhams. So by doing so, I am shifting profits from India to UAE, which this law says is illegal, and it is also illegal in view of global money laundering laws, and that is why EU and OECD have associated to combat this problem. So that is also an effect of ESR, that it tends to eliminate the base erosion and profit shifting phenomena. Now, to whom the ESR is applicable? Simply saying ESR is applicable to all the companies, all license holders in the UAE, except those entities that have a 51% share of investment from the any government authority of the UAE. So all licenses need to assess whether they fall within the relevant activities described under the ESR law or not, and if they whether or not they fall within the under any relevant activity, they need to notify the government by the 30th of June that they fall within the relevant activity or they do not fall within the relevant activity. So there's a notification regarding that, and the due date is 30th of June 2020. Now, what kind of reporting is there? As I said, ESR, there are two types of reporting in two phases of reporting in ESR. First of all, the first reporting phase shall finish on the 30th of June, and that phase requires that all license holders need to provide their licensing authority with they need to do an assessment, and then they need to identify to their licensing authorities whether the ESR law, whether the relevant activities identified under the ESR law apply to their case or not. So this is a notification that needs to be submitted by 30th of June, as I said earlier. So this is the first phase of the reporting. The second phase of the reporting is the submission of ESR return. And once you have submitted to the licensing authority and telling them that this law applies to you, that you have conducted business around the relevant activities described in the law, then you need to submit a return, an ESR return, and for that the due date is 31st of December 2020. And whatever the procedures are, they shall be released by the Ministry of Finance later after the ESR notification filing. So there needs to be, first of all, filing of a notification, and after the notification, those entities that are conducting relevant activities under the ESR law, they need to submit an ESR return. And that is the area that I needed to discuss, the whole section that I needed to discuss. So we discussed business continuity and vital matters related to taxation, value-added tax, and economic substance regulation reporting, which is a very hot topic. And if you are not aware with any of these topics, or you need help in ESR or value-added tax, we are certainly available. You can contact our office as well to get further knowledge on these subjects. So from here onwards, I think I need to hand over to Nishant. He will be discussing some VAT compliance related processes in Tally. Nishant, you can hear me? Hi, Nishant.
Okay. Yeah. Now it's audible.
Yeah, it's audible.
Okay.
So
Yes. Thank you.
I have. So I think you need to, I think, take over from here.
Yes. Any question is there? After the session, we can give 5 minutes for asking the question.
Sure, sure, sure.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So, thank you, Saki.
Thank you very much.
So my screen is visible now.
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay. So thank you, Saki. So rightly, Saki said VAT is mostly important things nowadays. Okay. So Tally will handle VAT compliance very easily and very easily. So managing compliance, these things we need to look in the business like that. If we want to avoid penalty and late fee, so accurate VAT invoices and VAT compliant invoice is the first thing. If you are making any invoices, it should be VAT reliable business. If you are registered under VAT, and accurate returns like that. If we are filing a VAT 201 VAT returns, it should be completely zero error free. Okay, and on time filing of returns. That if you are doing the online filing of returns, it will save your time. It will save FT of fines also. So, and be up to date on VAT. If any VAT laws are changing, so we need to up to date on VAT changes in our software also. So these things we need to look if business. So this is very important thing. Okay, so managing complaints in Tally is a cakewalk. So Tally will help you to do this everything perfectly. Suppose if you want to file your VAT return, so and if you want to ensure accuracy of your books and returns, it should be matched. Okay, your books of accounts and your tax return should be matched. So Tally will help you to detect, prevent, and any correction if in your data, any in business accounting data, any error is there. So Tally will help you to rectifying those kind of errors. So, and configuring of VAT percentage, filing of VAT returns, the VAT return filing reports, everything you will get in Tally. So it's configuring VAT invoices, VAT percentage. If any VAT rate is changing coming future also, that option is also there to configuring. So no worries of changing of law. You should continue your business transaction. Tally will help you to configure those things in your product. Okay, so this is a Tally invoicing screen. Now here you can see how we are preventing, we are giving a warning message. So if you are doing an invoices, if you forget to select tax ledger, so it will give a pop-up. Tax amount does not match the value calculated as per the rate. See, suppose in this item, this invoices, you created 1% of tax, 5% of tax, but you forget to select the VAT item, VAT ledger, or you forget to enter the VAT percentage. So it automatically, these errors can be prevented at the entry level. So it rest assured. So if you want to record the transaction without selecting the VAT ledger also, that is also possible. But it should, what one error message you can find in your invoice screen. Okay, so this way we will prevent and detect your invoices. And after, if suppose if you submitted these invoices, so after doing the filing time, if you are, there is a report called triangulation report in Tally. In VAT 201 form, there is a triangulation report. You can, this is the screen for the triangulation report. See here, you can find incomplete mismatch information. So it should be 0. If you are doing VAT filing, it should be 0. See, any number is there, it means that some errors are there in your data. So if in this screen you can find incomplete mismatch information is 1. So you can just go select the transaction and just press enter. So Tally will help you. The next screen you can find mismatch. There is a mismatch. So during the transaction you did not select the VAT ledger, so you save the transaction. So the system will help you to rectifying that error. So there is an error, you, as per the calculation 2000 is the VAT amount, but you did not select the VAT ledger. So that's why the error is getting. So you can rectify that error. You can just select the VAT ledger in this screen and you can save the transaction. Okay. So now see in this screen you can find there is an incomplete mismatch error is 1. Now we selected that error and we rectified that error. Now your return is perfectly right. So before submitting VAT 201 form, you can rectify your error. So in this way, if any error is there, you can go incomplete mismatch triangulation report and Tally will help you to rectify those errors. So now the VAT 201 form is ready. Now you can take this. You can generate a PDF VAT 201 form and you can file your VAT 201 form also. So this is the method. After rectifying your errors, you can just export the data in a PDF format. The same format is available in your FTS sites. So same copy we created here. From this copy, you can take the values like that, VAT on sales and all other outputs. The same option is available in your VAT in FTA site also. Here you can take the whatever field figures you require. You can just copy these fields and you can put in the VAT FTA site. So this way Tally will help you to compliance free with statutory. Okay. So statutory part, VAT advance VAT paid is there, reverse charge mechanism is there, everything Tally will take care. And this is our new enhancement. We just the last release we introduced a new release that is release 6.6. So in this 6.6 release will help you your business data, your place, your eyes only. Like that, if you want to access your data in your devices, in your mobile, in your laptop, any other devices, if you want to access your data with permission, that is possible in our new release. I will just show one video here. This will help you how to configure your business data, how you can access your business data in your fingertips. Okay.
Welcome. With Tally ERP9 Release 6.6, you can view your reports using a web browser on any device, anywhere. In this video, we will look at how to quickly set up Tally ERP9 to access reports from a browser and view your reports on the web browser. Let us now see how to make this happen and get the latest information on demand from anywhere. To use this feature, first, you need to update to Tally ERP9 Release 6.6. Tally ERP9 will guide you through the setup process when you connect your company. Open a company in Tally ERP9 and click F4 to connect. In the security control screen, enter the username and password for company data admin user. This option is shown only if security was not already enabled. A message appears informing you to add a user to connect. Click yes. Enter a valid TallyNet ID for which you want to give access in the Users for Company screen. This user ID now has access to view reports on browsers. Once you're safe, your company is connected to give access to the reports. To view the reports, open a browser on any device, such as your smartphone. Log in to www.tallysolutions.com using the TallyNet ID added in the Users for Company screen. Select your company and click on any report you want to view. If you want to get further details of any value, tap on the value to drill down. You can drill down up to the voucher level. That's not all. You can even download the report or invoice as a PDF file. You also have the option to change the report period to view it for any time frame required. Here is your cash flow statement that will give you a clear visibility of your current cash availability. Drill down to see the group-wise cash flow statement and know the contributors to your inflow and outflow. Want to check profits? Just open your profit and loss account to see the income generated. You can also keep a tab on your expenses and check your stock details. Go ahead and explore all the reports on the browser. You can view your day-to-day transactions and analyze the financial health of your business by accessing these reports from anywhere. If you want to give access to these reports to anyone else, create TallyNet IDs for them using the Tally portal. To give browser access to the TallyNet ID, add the same to the user list in your company data. Using this, they can log into the Tally website using the TallyNet ID and view the reports. To learn more about managing browser access, creating security levels, and giving access rights to users, visit help.tallysolutions.com. In short, this release offers you access to your reports from anywhere using any device, an easy setup, and controlled access. So, go ahead and view your reports on the browser with Tally ERP9 Release 6.6.
So this is our new release. The data and everything is in your local machine only. You can, if you want to access data anywhere in the world, you can just enable that option and give the permission to user, and in our website, go and use the username and password, and whatever company is available connected, you can access the company and you can take the printout also. So this is the option we are enhanced in our new release 6.6. Okay. So this is from okay. So this is at the end of the session. If you have any questions, you can ask. There is a chat box in the right side. Just there is a more option. Just click on that. There is a chat box. You can ask any question is there. You can ask. Okay. Between the meanwhile, there is a small feedback form is there, and a small game also we can play now. The game is nothing but you can just copy this link. I am just copying this link. I am just putting in chat box. Okay. I copied this link in chat box. You can just use this chat box and click the link. In that link, you can just fill your name, company name, and in the last 3 column, there is a 3 contact details is available, like that any of your business friends, whoever is who get the benefited from the same similar kind of session. This is our first session. The lot of sessions we are planning to conduct. So like that product, new domain knowledge, VAT, ESR kind of things. So who is getting benefited the same kind of business, same kind of sessions, your business friends or your customers, your supplier, any one name you can just refer. And there is a one lucky winner also there. We are just playing a name of wheel games, and one lucky winner also will be there. So he will get a 50 dirham voucher also. So you can just it will take only 2 minutes. Just fill the your name and you can refer any 3 of your beneficiary name also, like that your business friends or your friends name also. So that will be helpful for us to contact them also. So minimum 3 name should be there. Then you will that is the eligible criteria for attending this game. Okay. So you just go this chat box and click on that and fill the details there. So everyone got this one link? Please reply in chat box. So who will feel lucky today? Hope everyone here to me. Okay, so you just click on this link and fill the details. After filling, we will start the game, and one lucky winner is there. Who will feel lucky today? There is Anas is there, Hima, Prashant. Okay, so just do it. Hope everyone understood the game. Can you please give the confirmation in chat box? Already started doing the link, filling the details in link. Hello. Hope everyone started. Hello, can anyone confirm, please? Hello, hope everyone received the link. Just go the chat box and please confirm. Yeah, I got one response. I got one response. Waiting for others, please. So who is feeling lucky today? Please do immediately. Waiting for a 50 dirham voucher. I hope others also doing. Praveen, I think we can unmute them, then we can ask. Hello.
एवढ्या मोठ्या उद्योगपतींनी तिला नोकरीची ऑफर दिली आहे. त्याचा मान ठेवलाच पाहिजे की नाही? ईशा बेटा, तू जरूर कर नोकरी, जरूर कर. हो, सरंजामे इंडस्ट्रीज कडून इतक्या सहज कुणाला नोकऱ्या मिळत नाही. नितीन थांबेल तिच्यासाठी. हा, ही काळजी करू नका. येऊ. चहा घेऊन जा. इशाने केला. आता बघ. परत परत प्यायचंच आहे की सुंबईच्या हातचा चहा.
We received only one. Hello. Hope others are also doing. So waiting for another 5 minutes so we can close the session with the after the lucky draw. So everyone, please confirm if you already done. Please enter in chat box X. You received only from one. Hope everyone is unmute now. You can speak. You can unmute yourself and you can ask any question is there. Hello. For everyone. So we got 2 response. Waiting for 2 more minutes. So waiting for 150 dirham voucher for one lucky person. Hello, waiting for another 2 more minutes. One lucky coupon is waiting for you.
It's factor. Fact.
Okay, done. 1% done. Yes. Okay, very informative session. Thank you. So if you have any question, you can ask the question also. We are open for the question. Meanwhile, you are filling the feedback form. So waiting for 2 more minutes to start the game. Only we received only 2 feedback form. Once you fill the feedback form, then only we can start the game. Waiting for other 6 person also. So any question is there, you can raise your question in your chat box, or you can ask the question also. We are ready to answer about ESR or VAT. So only 2 people filled the form. So waiting for 1 more minute. Only UC and Sunil Thomas, these 2 people done the feedback form. Okay, so I think so any question? Hello. So you can ask. You can. We already unmuted. You can ask if any question is there. Hello. Can anyone please reply? No question. I think we're almost done. So I'm just only one feedback form we received.
Appointment later. विक्रांत सरांना मिळालं नाही आहे की सवय.
Hello. So we are closing the session now. So we have received only one eligible person for the winner. So we will definitely give the prize to that winner. That is Mr. Sunil Thomas. Okay, so congrats to Sunil. Okay, so thank you everyone for attending the session. So we will contact you individually for taking feedback and for the more about the session. Okay, thank you everyone.
Thank you everyone. Thank you.